first Deputy General Secretary, Comrade Zoli Mapaila. We also have the second Deputy General Secretary, Comrade Chris Che Matlako. And I don't know what happened to the Deputy National Chairperson, Comrade Tulas. I think he apologized due to other commitments.
He has a funeral in the Eastern Cape.
Thank you very much for outlining the reason for the apology. He apologized yesterday. And we have full-time Central Committee members, Jenny Schreiner, who is the head of Secretariat Services, if you like, the Chief of Staff. And Comrade Mhlekwa Nxumalo, he is the head of Department for Organizing and Campaigns. I already introduced the director from the Chris Hani Institute, Dr. Sthembiso Bengu. I will now take this opportunity and hand over the digital microphone to the SACP General Secretary, Dr. Bledin Zimande, to present the statement of the key outcomes of the Central Committee meeting, which started on Friday and ended a few minutes ago. Welcome, GS.
Thank you very much, Comrade Alex, and thanks to my fellow office bearers, and thanks to the members of the media from myself as well for attending our press briefing. I'm going to read through our statement as we normally do. The SACP Central Committee, which was elected by the 14th National Congress in July 2017, held its last ordinary plenary session from the 1st to the 3rd of April 2022. It is the last ordinary session of the 14th SACP National Congress Central Committee prior to our 15th National Congress. The next SACP National Congress will take place in July this year. As is the case with all our national congresses, the 15th SACP National Congress will undertake a comprehensive political review of the past 5 years, analyze the current challenges, update its program, and develop what we now call strategic perspectives and tasks for the next 5 years and beyond. Our program remains grounded on the necessity to drive a second, more radical phase of the national democratic revolution as our most direct route to socialism. At the heart of our political evaluation at Congress will be the imperative to realize lasting solutions to the socio-economic challenges affecting the workers and the poor, who are the overwhelming majority of our people. These are a reflection. The situation facing the majority of our people is a reflection of the broader crises affecting capitalism globally, which includes the current COVID-19 pandemic, the economic crisis, which in our case is characterized by very high levels of poverty, inequality, and unemployment, as well as the associated multiple crises of social reproduction. In other words, the inability of many of our families and communities to make ends meet, as well as also we are meeting in the context where we are faced with an aggravated climate change situation. The Central Committee received and discussed a political report which I presented in my capacity as General Secretary of the SACP, and also received a report on the state of the organization and other secretariat reports, as well as the draft discussion document on the update of our program, the South African Road to Socialism. And the report also that we received on the constitutional amendments, that is the SACP constitution, not the country's constitution. Regarding the updated party program, the SACP will, before the end of the day tomorrow, 4th of April 2022, publicly release this discussion document titled The South African Struggle for Socialism, which reflects on the strategic perspectives of the party, but it's largely our updated program, the South African Road to Socialism. So we are releasing that publicly tomorrow as we release it to all our structures. We hope that the media will engage with us as they also themselves cover the document which we are releasing tomorrow. The SACP will in the next few weeks publicly release other discussion documents which also relate to our program, resolutions and declarations that will be discussed and adopted at our 15th Congress. These will include discussion documents on important topics that we have identified, which includes energy security, climate change and environmental degradation, the struggle against patriarchy, the necessity to build a left popular front, the economic situation, and the struggle for the transformation of the financial sector, amongst others. The 15th SACP National Congress will also elect new national office bearers and a central committee for a 5-year term, which will end in July 2027. Now, on the year 2022, which is also a year of congresses for many of our formations, the SACP regards the holding of these congresses as necessitating organizational renewal or as important platforms to take forward organizational renewal and program-based unity of our alliance and the broader movement. This year, 2022, is also the year of the 14th COSATU National Congress and the 55th ANC National Conference. The components of alliance formations, including the Young Communist League of South Africa, the ANC Youth League, the ANC Women's League, and the reconstituted military veterans of our movement association, will also hold their national conference.
While we seem to have lost connection there, we did see that the SACP briefing really is about ensuring that the outcomes of the last plenary that took place before the 15th Congress, rather, of the SACP, which will take place in July. We will cut back, rather, to that as soon as we can get live coverage from that report.
The General Secretary has lost access to the network, but he remains connected. I'm not sure whether under the circumstances we can, under your guidance, leadership, have one of the Deputy General Secretaries continue with the statement until the General Secretary is ready.
Chris, are you able to proceed from your gadgets?
Comrade Chris is muted. Unmute, Comrade Chris.
Apologies, Comrade Joyce. Apologies, Comrade Joyce. We want to apologize. The GS is going to join us immediately when he has connections. So we're trying to take over where the GS was presenting the implications of the year 2022 as a year of congresses for many of our formations. Therefore, it is imperative for our organizational renewal and program-based unity of the broad alliance of our people. This year is also, as the GS was saying, the 14th COSATU National Conference and the 55th National Conference of the African National Congress, including the components of the alliance, the YCL, the Youth League, the Women's League, and MK Veterans Association, which will be held later this year towards the end of December 2022. It is a rare occasion for the Alliance and the broader National Liberation Movement to have all formations and associated components holding their national congresses or conferences in the same year. The year 2022 therefore poses particular challenges for our national movement and implications for our country, especially the challenge of using our conferences or congresses to take forward the struggle for a better life for all, especially the overwhelming majority, the working class and the poor. The biggest single challenge in this regard is to ensure that we do not allow factionalism and narrow accumulation interests to dominate and shape the outcomes of these important platforms. As we observe, factionalism can only turn our attention away from addressing the material needs of our people. For instance, as a movement, we are faced with two principal tasks as we convene these congresses or conferences. The first is that of taking to heart and frankly and honestly the real meaning and implications of the setbacks we have had in the November 2021 local government elections. Secondly, in learning appropriate lessons from these elections, we need to come up with concrete programs, campaigns, and policies that will reignite the hopes and confidence of our people in our movement. Equally important, these congresses or conferences must be used to unite ourselves around the principal objective of our movement and rid the movement of factionalism, the corrupt and divisive elements in our movement. In the public arena, the consequences of factionalism and divisions are their negative impact on the necessary developmental programs to address the needs of especially the workers and the poor. Factionalism and divisions also lead to our people losing confidence in our movement. The Central Committee still remains strongly of the view that the ANC and its alliance still remains the best hope for our people and for